Hey there guys, what's going on? Cason41 here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at Solarpunk. Typically I like to do my little game design, gameplay things with everything, from scratch, from the start, but this is a survival kind of crafting game, and they usually take quite a while to get started, so I decided that I would just start playing for a little while, and then come in with my thoughts. Because these games do take a little while to ramp up, these games do take a little while to, get a little bit of foundation, actually see what they're about. And I am probably about an hour and a half into this play, and I am just about to get the airship, which is, well, hopefully I'm about to get the airship. I'll talk about that in a second. Which is kind of like a core component of this game, because this game is all about floating islands. If I open my map here, you can see all the floating islands around. You can get an airship and you can go to these floating islands. This is the beta. I backed this game on Kickstarter because I really like these kind of games. I really like the chill atmosphere, the chill vibe that it showed off in the Kickstarter, and I will say that so far the game has totally lived up to that chill vibe. I am glad to see that it's in beta because there are some things that I would like to talk about, but overall with my hour and a half so far with the game, I have enjoyed my time. Basically, it's a pretty bog standard survival crafting game. You spawn in, you have no idea what's going on, you walk around, you pick up sticks, you pick up rocks, which I probably have some around here, haha, a stick, and then you just walk around, you find another stick, and then you find another rock like this. And then you just kind of look down on your bottom bar there, you see that there's an F thing on the left, and you're like, oh, what's this? You craft, your axe, your pickaxe, and everything like that, your basic crafting table, and you're off to the races of your standard survival crafting game. Now, I will say that this game does rely heavily on the thematic and visual aspects of the game. Like, just look at these light shafts, they just look so good. I will say there's been several times that I've just kind of stopped playing and just stared off into the distance because it looks so good. Everything about it is just really nice, really chill, really calm. The music, the birds, the sound effects, the inventory management, everything like that is just very calm. There's no real rush, at least from that perspective. I will say that the normal survival crafting loops here, grab your sticks, all that stuff, but then you kind of just keep moving up, you chop your trees, and then you get like regular wood like this, and then you find your rocks and stuff like that, and you get your rocks like this, and then you move a little bit forward and you start firing iron ore, and then you refine that into iron bars. Very bog standard kind of crafting loop. I really don't want to chat about that too much because that's not really why you're checking this video out. What you're checking out this video is to see if Solarpunk the game is actually a good entry to the survival crafting genre. And I would say it is a passable survival crafting thing, but it is more so about the atmosphere and the vibe that the game gives off. The game gives off just a very calm, chill vibe. This is actually the first raid storm that I've had, so great timing as soon as I start the video. But there's not too much of a rush to do anything, especially if you are trying to grow plants. It takes quite a long time. And actually I have 2, 4, 5 raspberry things and 5 cotton things. I've had to go through several iterations of growing cotton because I can't find enough on my current island. It seems like they spawn in at the end of each day, at least some of them, not all of them that you gathered the first day. So I was able to collect about 5, get about 5 seeds. This is probably about the 4th round of growing this cotton that I've had to do to be able to get enough cloth, which you refine at the bench here, to be able to make all the stuff I needed to research my way up to get the airship dock over there. But to research stuff, you just build a research table. Again, pretty standard survival crafting fare of things. And you just move up tiers by getting, the next tier of basically resource and working your way there. But you can see I've already researched several things here just in the time that I've been playing, but a lot of it does kind of just center around these few crafting tables, and right now a lot of my gameplay just waiting for that cotton to grow and trying to stave off hunger with these raspberries, which do not really give enough stuff. I imagine once I get the airship out and I start exploring, I'll be able to kind of get more of these raspberry seeds and stuff, and I won't be starving. I've actually died of starvation at least once since I started playing, which is pretty unfortunate. I would really think that if you're starting out on an island like this from a game design point of view, you can very much kind of figure out exactly how many berries do they need to stay alive, how hard is it to collect them, and the fact that I was only able to find that many and plant that many seeds is just not that good. The UI for the game, very passable, very good. It looks pretty nice as you go, which this is just like one of those things that really makes the game kind of that atmospheric stuff that I was talking about. Like, this is just nice, it's homey, it's calming, it's chill, which is exactly why you're buying this game. You're not buying this game to kind of do Factorio or anything like that. You're buying this game because you want to farm, you want to relax after a long day, and just kind of chill. So we're going to go ahead and drink down the rain in the rain collector here, just to make sure we don't actually starve while I'm doing this video. I actually decided, I did about an hour and a half of just regular footage and captured it all and was like, I'll edit all this up, I'll make this all nice, and then decided that that just isn't something that I really enjoy doing, so I was just going to do my normal kind of game design chat and let's play. So these are starting to come in, which is amazing, but one of the things that I wanted to show off was their tree chopping system. Very passable tree chopping system, very simple, very basic, nice little indentations as you go, and then the tree just kind of turns into like a physics object of some description and then starts rolling around. My favorite thing is how they collect it with that little pop with some particle systems there. It's just kind of humorous and funny. Because you would expect it to be like way more meaty with how aggressive the chopping is, but no, it just goes pop, and it's funny. It totally passes. It's a completely acceptable interpretation of the system of chopping wood, and it does make it a little bit more fun than just, hey, you chop wood, you just instantly get it. But it is kind of funny. It did make me chuckle the first time I seen it, just because it's just silly. It's just silly. But all right, let's get ahead and moving. I guess I should also show off the pickaxe. Nice little screen shake, nice sounds, nice little particle effects. It's all very passable from a survival crafting genre perspective. The only gripe I really have about it so far is just how long I've had to wait to try to get all this cotton to be able to make the airship, basically. So I should have everything I need now. I actually think I'm lacking enough iron, so that might be a good thing to kind of showcase. I need about 5 more iron. I don't think I stuck any inside of my shelf over here. I did not, but we can put that in there. Another thing, this game does do a very good job of kind of like quality of life features that you want to see in every game. So the building system, again, very passable, just kind of a raycast and just look around and it lets you build wherever you want. But if you build a shelf, which is specifically for storing chests, it snaps into it, which is just lovely, lovely quality of life. Including the building system is also very good. The building system is just your bog standard survival crafting building system, but it does actually have pretty good snapping and stuff like that. So early on in the game, you'll find iron nodes that are like that, but just look a little bit different. They just have iron ore in them. After you mine up all those nodes, which I've already done, you can go over to the iron ore patches, sometimes where the ore nodes spawn back, and you can just harvest them back up. Another good quality of life thing, in my opinion, is the ability to just make your simple tools just right from the UI right there, just very quickly, and just be done with it. It depends how hard you want to lean into survival crafting, how bad you want to make your players sweat that their tools are breaking and stuff like that, but this game is a little bit more chill, so it definitely takes a more lax approach to it than a more serious game would. Pretty good little farming system right here. The particle effects are good, very passable, very good, very smooth. The bees are kind of funny. All you can get from is beeswax. There's no honey, even though there's kind of clearly honey spilling out of it. I would like to see that at least introduced as some kind of way to kind of keep your food going, because the berries themselves very hard to keep up with, because it only grows whenever it's watered, which is perfectly fine. Whenever you start the game, you don't have super easy access to water. Once you get the well, everything gets a little bit easier because you can kind of build your base wherever. Otherwise, you're kind of relegated to, you should build your base down there by this water, because that's where the water is, and that's the important thing. Hi, chicken. Hi, buddy. And it would make more sense to build it down there early, because before I was just yeeting myself from this cliff into that water pond, and it was working, but I was hurting myself, and it was taking a long time to kind of run up here. But it is what it is. A lot of time in the early game so far in the beta is spent doing this. It's spent just farming up stuff, trying not to starve, collecting your little bit of resources, trying to build your little shack so you can get a bed, and ultimately the goal is to kind of progress research to the point that you can get the airship dock and hopefully fly around there. I think I needed 10, so I think about one more should be good. Let's eat this last little berry here. Again, perfectly passable animation there, very nice to see. But overall, I would say the game design of it, the game is very good. It's very calming, very chill, which is exactly what they're going for. But the systems do need a little bit more balancing, in my opinion. Making games is hard, balancing is especially hard. It's one of the reasons they probably went into beta with the game, to figure out if it makes sense to have it balanced the way it is. So I'm glad to see that the game is kind of in beta. Alright, let's go ahead and build our first airship. Ooh! Oh yeah. I'm just chilling there. Can't move, but just chilling. Very good little intro there. So unlocked recipe, you can now craft the airship repair kit. So apparently your airship can be damaged. So let's hop into the airship with no idea how to fly this. Okay, perfect. A great little thing. So forward brake, reverse is double tap, steer your airship, rise, descend. Very typical kind of stuff. Upper light, regular docking is possible. Nearby, dock detected for docking. Okay. Docking, automatically descend, dock the airship, retrieve at the dock. Okay. A light to toggle your light. Took damage from flying against obstacles, repair, camera view, look around. Okay, cool. Very awesome. Oh no! Alright, let's go ahead and fly over to... I thought there was... Oh man, okay, so this is a little bit... Oh, it's inverted initially. Okay, so that explains why I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Let's slow down? I don't know, we're making real quick progress right now towards this thing. I'm a little scared. Okay, we can speed back up. Let's kind of pull ourselves back up. I think this is supposed to be a vendor. At least according to the map, it looks like a little robot vendor. So we're going to go ahead and kind of... Ooh, it stops very quickly for an airship, like almost on a dime. Let's go ahead and dock this. Auto dock, nice quality of life feature there. Love to see that. I'm a little scared about this gap though, but it doesn't seem like it enables you to fall through right there, which is awesome. Oh, okay, some kind of repair his vending machines, so I can get access to vending machines. It looks like he's utilizing the electricity system in this game. I don't really know where he's getting his power from. Oh, that solar panel up here, which I don't have access to yet. But there is a solar panel kind of, called Solarpunk. It's, use solar power to kind of power various things in the game. So very cool to kind of see NPCs relying on that same system. This is a very cute little shop. Oh, there is a repair, so I can just automatically repair that, which is cool. So energy workbench, which enables you to, I guess, kind of make the things that you would need. I was hoping for an interactive shop like that, just because everything was laid out like that, but it's also fine that it's just thematic and cool. I'm not really sure what this is. I guess this is supposed to represent his little workshop, also kind of thematic and cool. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this. So I want, he wants 4 watermelons for a sprinkler set. I cannot afford a sprinkler set, my man. I do not have the required materials. Nor do I have any kind of blueprint or anything like that that I kind of wish I had access to. Doesn't look like he's going to let me get access to anything special by coming here. And I don't have any cobalt to fix that again, so I guess we're just kind of off. We will just take a look at another island. There's some kind of radius here. It's not really explained to me what this radius is. I imagine that's probably how far my airship can go, just as kind of a limitation because there's no battery or anything like that. And that's fine. That's a fine little limitation. So if they knew I could probably only go so far from my dock, they're probably going to, kind of put cobalt or other stuff that I need on one of the other islands that I'm actually able to get to. So let's go ahead and... Oh no, how do you descend? Shift? Okay, shift. Wasn't sure if it was control or shift. The little up arrow on some random button doesn't always make a lot of sense, but it looks like for this one I am going to have to figure out how to dock myself. Definitely some kind of new ore up there that I haven't seen before. Alright, so we're going to utilize that stopping on a dime technology here and just dock. Hopefully. Okay, Looks like it's going to let us do it, so we'll just hop out. Oh yeah, precious stone, baby. No, but we're really here for... there's the watermelons. Okay, so they kind of knew in advance that we had to come here because they gave us a radius, so very nice to see them thinking some things through. I was really hoping for 4 watermelons, but it does seem like it's a theme in this game that, hey man, you're going to have to grow stuff. So we're going to get 3 watermelons. We're going to have to go back to our main island and grow the watermelons, which is really unfortunate because it does take quite a while. I would like to just see the instant progression. Definitely some game design pros and cons there, as far as, you know, making your players wait to kind of advance their technology, which is a little unfortunate in my opinion. I'd really like to respect players' time whenever I make games, not that I make amazing games. And this game is probably well beyond anything that I will ever create in my entire life. But I do like to respect my players' time as much as possible whenever they play my games. Kind of get them right into the meat of the game very quickly, if at all possible. This game kind of seems to take that into account somewhat, but more so about the journey. More so you're going to take your time, you're going to relax, you're going to make your kind of little home and stuff like that, and it's not going to be a super quick process. I don't think they're padding game time by doing this, but I do think it is a little annoying to have to come all the way back here and then plant the watermelon seeds that I got and just wait for them to grow before I can go and move on to the next stage. Maybe they're trying to reinforce to you that this is why you want a sprinkler system, because you have been doing this by hand for, I mean, the better part of 2 hours now, give or take, for me. A lot more of the game revolved around farming than I thought it would. And if you die, nothing bad really happens, is something I also want to point out. If you die, which I totally have from starvation, you just kind of spawn back to where you started, or you spawn back at your spawn point, and you just continue, which is fine, but it does beg the question, why make food and water so scarce and so hard initially on the standard mode? Because there are different modes that you can play. There's a standard mode, which is normal, hunger, and thirst. And there's also a relax mode, which I think says it does it about half. So relax mode maybe is the intended experience. I thought standard mode would be the intended experience, so I played standard mode. It definitely will kill you if you don't keep up with it. So it's something you kind of have to pay attention to pretty much all the time. I'm wondering now that if I have watermelon, if things will be sped up, but I can't eat the watermelon because I need those to trade with what's-his-face. But I do have enough berries right now to kind of almost get full, which is awesome. And then we'll take this iron out, we'll put our copper in, and then we'll put like some extra wood in here. Nice little UI stuff. Whenever you hover over things that can actually be processed or whatnot, it usually tells you like this, hey, this can be put in the smelter. You're going to get some copper bars out of this, and copper bars should enable us to progress to tier 4 as soon as we get one of them. So kind of not gated progression, but kind of known progression. So let's go ahead and research that and see what tier 4 has for us. So there's glass materials, maybe to make a greenhouse looking kind of thing. Iron tools, so they last a little bit longer, which is awesome. Farming and animal decorations. A lot of decorations in this game, which is perfectly fine. It is supposed to be that kind of game. It's also a beta, so they're probably just testing out the core loop as opposed to, really intense kind of stuff. Perfectly fine. So now we are just going to have to wait for those watermelon to grow. So I think I am just going to sleep and cut the video and then just come back whenever we get our 4 watermelons and are at the trader. And then I will see you guys then. Alrighty, and we are back at the vendor's house. We got our 4 watermelons, and let's go ahead and get a sprinkler set. So we got a sprinkler, a generator, a network display, and 6 cable connectors. So that was significantly more than a single sprinkler set. Okay, so the way to get another blueprint is yet more farming. So that's kind of unfortunate. And the blueprint lets us get an energy workbench so we can then make extra things ourselves. So we definitely only got sprinklers. So that enables us to actually automate our farming. So I guess back to the farming grind. Alright, so the sprinkler system does not sprinkle as much as I wanted it to, but if I can get that going, that should be good. So there's an energy generator that we can drop here. It looks like any fuel works, so let's put wood in there. And then that'll just start running, I guess. And then let's just see if we need to take cable. Nobody's explaining this to me. Okay. So it just generates. Do I have to connect? Ah, okay. So then can we connect it to this thing, or is it more of like a, okay, you put one there and then you don't need to actually supply water, you just have to supply power, and it looks like it automatically waters things. So good to know that that just works. That's kind of slick. I wonder what the network display is. So I probably have to put a peg in there. Okay, so 1x sprinkler 40. Okay. So let's just get those back up in there. Let's go ahead and pull all the strawberries. Alright, and then I guess let's head back over to the island, turn in some of this, so it stopped generating, turn in the cotton, and then let's see what the drill and other technologies give us. Okay, back over here at the vendor's place after a heck of a late night fly. That was intense. There was a storm. Let's see, 16? Okay, the map says 12 out of 12, but he wants 16. Alright, beta is beta. I guess I'm going to go back and farm some more cotton. See you then. Alright, back here at the vendor house, and now we have 16. We actually have 18 cotton this time. Let's go ahead and trade it. Now we need a bunch of beeswax for more blueprints, but we're actually going to go ahead and trade that immediately for the energy workbench. Ah, okay, so that's how we unlock more things. So we have to come back here with random things that he wants. And this time it's 20 beeswax. Is it actually 20 beeswax? It is, okay. So we really can't get more energy outside of burning stuff until we do another trade, but it looks like we can now automate energy generators, sprinklers, network, cables, drills, and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it here and get all that set up, and I will see you guys in a second. Alright, so we got the bench built now. Let's take a look into it. You can actually make another energy crafting table from the crafting table. Some cables, some network displays, a drill which takes copper, so we have to head back over to that island, a sprinkler, and an energy generator. So kind of the same things, but I do feel like I've seen enough of Solarpunk to know that this is a game that I would enjoy if I had more time. Definitely kind of a chill game, very thematic, very beautiful, very calming presence. Definitely if you want to come home and you just want to relax, I do think even in its early state of beta, this is a good game. I do think a lot of people will enjoy it, and I look forward to watching it as it progresses. But this has been Case of 41. This has been Solarpunk beta. I think this just came out today, basically. And I think I will sign off here as the sun sets and my forge dies. I will see y'all next time.